Mambo Sanbonani. This is Andile coming to you live. You know what it is, getting to know you with Andile Ntshangase. Today we've been invited in one of the most happy homes. This guy is a very lovely chef. He is a blogger, he is a food blogger, he's a fashionist. You get to meet him today. He's one of the people that can look out to you. Maybe if you want him to cook for you or you want him to do something for you, he's on Facebook, he's on Instagram, you know what it is. Also, if you want us to advertise something for you, you can check us on our Instagram, Facebook, DM us. We are out there. We can take you through every experience of your advertising. Geoffrey Mwathi.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
I'm easy, bro.
We are in his kitchen. He can tell you more details about how you can find him and how you can get hold of his food.
Yes, this is Foodbabe2020. That is my handle on Instagram. You can get to see and how to make wonderful meals from the comfort of your home. You necessarily don't have to go out to those fancy restaurants. Bring the restaurant to you, bro. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Don't really care about fame, I want money. I get it with my nigga, then we own. I'm hurry like a lion, nigga, so.
Mambo, how are you? This is Andile Ntshangase coming to you live. You know, Andile Ntshangase, getting to know you with Andile. It's always been a vibe. You know what it is. As you know, if you want to be the feature of the show, you can just email us on knowingyouwithandile@gmail.com, or you can email me on andilenchangase30@gmail.com, or you can even go check us on Instagram. I'm Andile Ntshangase. You can DM us on my Instagram. You can also check me on Facebook as well. I'm Andile Ntshangase. You can also send us an SMS on Andile Ntshangase on Facebook. Today, you know what we do. We know how we do it. Everyone has a story to tell. You can tell your story better than I can do. That's why we're out here. We're trying to capture and document our stories as much as we can. Today, I am invited in a special place by a special guest. He is a food lover, he is a blogger, a social personality, and he is also a lover of the things, as he say. He's going to explain what he means when he says he's a lover of the things, and he's also a fashion lover. His name is Geoffrey Mwathi. He's from Kenya in Nairobi. Geoffrey, thank you for inviting us.
You are always welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Say hello to the camera. They're getting to know you with Andile.
Hi, Andile fans. Geoffrey here.
The love of the food.
Yes.
How did that came about from a Kenyan guy? You know, when you come from Kenya, everyone knows Africa is Africa, as raw as Africa can be.
Yes.
But coming to this point now, you are telling your story. You are big as you are.
Yes.
People are looking up to you. You know, how did all that came about? Let's just take it down from growing up in Kenya.
Yes, so I'm a city village boy, I can say. I come from Nairobi, Kenya, but I grew up in a village, you know. A lot of people don't believe this, but yes, I did grow up in a village. I'm a village boy.
Raised by a grandmother.
From my roots. I'm raised by my grandma. I'm raised by my mama.
Before we go any further.
Yes.
So this is our grandmother.
Yes.
How old is she now?
My first love. She's about, I think, 90.
90.
Yes.
She lived, huh?
God bless her heart. She is such an amazing person.
Because, you know, what has always been a thing for us, when people they are talking about Africa or they're talking about Kenya, they always think all we have is the villages.
Yeah.
When they talk about cities, they don't think or picture the city as a place where like you can have good schools, you can have good life, you can be exposed to certain things. Because for me, one thing that like really takes me to like a point of like trying to figure out either are you really from Kenya, is your accent?
Okay.
Like how, like if I, honestly, I know somebody can take it as if like maybe I'm trying to picture you in a certain position of like you have to sound like that or you have to look like that to be Kenyan.
I get
but
it.
How come you have this kind of accent? Like,
I think that comes from the schools that I went to, I believe, because yes, as you said, Africa has been portrayed to be that place whereby people just live in huts, in villages. You know, like you walk to school barefoot. You can't even afford a basic
We had
needs.
that experience, yeah.
That is what has been put out there. But I'm here to say that it's not like that. It is like that in some places, but not most places. So I can say that comes from the schools that I've gone to, the friends I've gotten to interact with. And yeah, just been open-minded.
Was that from the village life? Because you said you shared your life from the city
Yes.
and moving to the village. Was it only from the village? How old were you when you moved from the village to the city?
I think I was a bit young, about 6-7 years.
Then that's when you had a shift to the city.
That's when I shifted to the city. Like my parents decided it was time for them to bring up a better future for me. And I think they decided enough was enough and they really needed to up their lives. So that is when we moved to the city, and that is when I got all the exposure.
Of everything.
Yeah.
So where is the place called home right now? When you say I'm going home, do you go back to the city? Is the grandmother moved also to the city, or
No.
we still have a place in the village?
My grandma is still in the village, and I say village. It's not that much of a village.
Yeah.
But the fact that my grandma stays there and still lives there, so when I'm visiting her, I'm like telling people, I've gone to the village. So she's like 20 minutes away from the city, but she's still in the village.
Because if you take it back to Kenya, I think most place that is more like popular is Nairobi.
Yes.
What is popular about Nairobi?
Nairobi is all about the lifestyle. Nairobi is all about good times. Nairobi is all about bringing people together. So I can say that if you really want to go to Kenya, Nairobi is your first place to go.
And I also heard about Mombasa.
Mombasa, we call it Mombasa Raha, meaning Mombasa, the place of happiness.
The place of happiness.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe one day I will find myself there,
You had
because
better.
you know, now I know people from Kenya. I know you.
That's
Believe
that.
you take me to place that I never been.
Karibuni.
Yeah. Well, only word that I know in Nairobi. Is it Nairobi? You see, now I'm
Yes.
saying Nairobi, which is in Swahili. I think Asante
Yes,
Sana.
Asante, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure. So, which school did you go to?
I can say I've toured schools.
Oh, so you changed schools, like.
I did change to a lot of schools.
But what was your best like school that you can say this school really shaped me to be the person that you are like right now?
Well, I believe because I have gone through 2 different school systems. So in Kenya, they've got this, what we call the 8-4-4 system, whereby you do 8 years in primary, there's 4 years in secondary, and there's 4 years in university.
Okay, so you've
So
done it
that's
all.
the basic, that's a common system that we have in Kenya. But there is also this other GCSE. That's like the British system, whereby
So-
you go through grades and stuff. So I can say I've done a bit of both.
So
And
do you get to choose which one you want to go for, or you
You
go
don't
for?
get to choose. It's up to like what school are you going to? Is the school an 8-4-4 system school, or is it like a British system school?
So which one did you go to?
I have been to both. It's been quite a journey. Like I did go to 8-4-4 system schools. Then it was like I needed to change schools, and I moved to a British system school. Then I moved again to an 8-4-4, but I completed my studies in an 8-4-4 system school.
So which one is most best, like that can bring the best person out of you? Like you can say, okay, I think this one is the one that like really played the best impact in your life.
I believe it's the British system schools.
So
Whereby
now that's where the accent came from. Yeah, that's where the accent came from.
Well, I believe in the system that
Yeah.
they have, because it's in that system that they get to nurture individual personalities. I believe the 8-4-4 system is set in a way whereby it's been running for years and years and it doesn't change.
So that other system, which is the
8-4-4.
8-4-4, is mainly like the Kenyan system.
It's like the Kenyan system whereby it's book after book after book. They don't even concentrate on what is this child inclined into? What is this child's talent? They don't even get to nurture your talent. It's all about being in class and in school and in homeworks and just being overloaded.
But in terms of if you were to do that kind of research, do kids really, or let's say teenagers, do they find themselves into that space of like finding out when they're at school, or you tend to realize that when you're out of school?
You realize that when you're out of school, not when you're in school. Because let's say you've been in a certain school system for so long, that is what you know. That is all you know about school. That is all you've grown knowing about school. I was fortunate enough to change the system. And that is when I got to know, oh, we do have schools that can really nurture my talent. We do have schools that are not about books and books and books.
So those are the schools, like right now, I would say probably me coming from somewhere I can even go to get to study in such schools.
Yes, we do have they do have exchange systems whereby we do have students coming from all over the world, and you do like exchange programs. So this is
Which
such
is
an
now
opportunity.
Africa is.
That's Africa for you.
We are levels, levels. We are getting there.
Yeah.
So what were you studying in, in varsity after you did your primary, your high school?
Truth be told, I was passionate about food ever since I was very, very young.
But like food, when you say passionate about food, let's take it from down. Like, because passionate about food is like maybe your mom said, Geoffrey, cook. You just cook what they say cook. Or you were going extra mile to try to find yourself cooking something which is more like your own research of food, how food can be like.
Yes, I can say my love for food actually started with my father, because he used to travel a lot. And when he'd come home, and Sunday breakfasts, that was a ritual in my house. Sunday breakfast were daddy's breakfast.
Wow.
Yes.
So you will be like making...
On Sunday, he's home. Sunday's a weekend in Kenya, so he's home. He wakes up very early in the morning and makes us breakfast. Not a repeated breakfast from last week, but something new.
So you go and come back with some other new things for you guys to like
Exactly.
try.
So that is when I got to love the art of food. And because he'd come home and like make a different breakfast this time, and we'd be like, oh my God, that tastes so good. And then he's going to go out there and then come back again and do something different.
Because for us, when we talk about breakfast, we just know the basics.
Yes.
Just eggs, toast,
and that's
probably avocado.
Yeah.
If maybe there is bologna, or maybe if there is sausages on that day, luckily, because our backgrounds are not the same.
Yeah.
You know, we can't say everyone will grow up in an environment where like we have to get everything at the same time. Probably sometimes you get it, maybe Christmas, that's when you like, you have a lot of special food, special dishes and all that. So you guys used to have it like mainly when daddy's home, you know that.
Yes.
As we're gonna be like.
That was the day I was always looking forward to. Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings were magical. Because that's when, like, as old as I was, like 8 years, I knew what hash browns were.
Wow.
And they were made from home. Back when I was 8 years old or very young, that is when I got to really understand what's an English breakfast, what's a full breakfast.
But why only breakfast? Because like us, when you speak about Sunday, we know Sunday lunch. Mainly breakfast, you find yourself with either whatever you eat, but Sunday lunch is something that is more like a big thing in families where they gather, or Sunday dinner. So why you guys, like your father was like focusing on the breakfast?
It was always Sunday breakfast, because that is the meal of the day that would get all of us at the same time.
Before everyone went out.
Before now, it's Sunday. I was young then. I need to go for Sunday school. Then my parents need to attend the second or the third service. And by the time I'm done with Sunday school, they're not going to be home. And maybe I'll start playing with my friends. And maybe by the time they're back, we were never together. I know a lot of families are together on Sunday afternoons. But for us, it was Sunday afternoons. Like, my parents are going to go out maybe on a date day or date night. And I'm just going to be home. So Sunday breakfast.
The way you are so telling this story, for me, honestly, it feels like you are talking about something that is not even happening in Africa, somewhere, not in Kenya. Honestly, like when you talk about the date nights for your father and your moms, it feels like that love of the family, you know, that they always try to create their own environment differently. Was all that happening in most families, or it was just you used to see that only maybe from your family?
I believe I've seen a bit of it in our family, because I believe those are some of the things that my grandma instilled in her children.
So it came from your grandfather.
So I believe that's how they've seen their parents grow, and that is how they wanted to emulate and grow in the same way.
So is that still happening right now in Kenya?
It is happening.
It is.
It is happening.
Wow.
Times have changed.
So, in most families, or only at Geoffrey's family?
I can say, given if I was to choose numbers, I would say like 70% of the families are actually embracing family time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's much big love, man. That's, raised in such environment, it
Yes.
shows you that life is so special in the way with the family. When you go out there, now you already know how to love and how to be yourself out there. Already you've been taught this. So now you know what to take from your family to put it out there.
Yes. I believe that is what like my parents learned from their parents, and they've taught us. So that is what we should do when we become parents.
So now you were cooking at home. Now, what were you thinking when you start cooking?
Actually, when I fell in love with food, the only profession I knew in a hotel was a chef. If you started telling me there were waiters and sommeliers and all this, I never knew.
Which is, speak of the hotel, let's take it from there.
Yes.
There is hotels that they have all that in Kenya.
We do. So many.
Hospitality is quite big.
I am so proud of what the hospitality team or what the hospitality industry is really doing in Africa.
Yeah.
Rather, I can say in Kenya, whereby they're opening up all these worldwide hotels.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got like the Kempinski's in Nairobi. We've got Radisson Blue in Nairobi that is known all over. So I believe that the hospitality industry has really evolved. You walk into restaurants whenever I go to Nairobi, and I'm like, wow.
So who is coming to these restaurants? Who are the customers?
These are the local people of Nairobi.
Because look at it this way. You are here in Dubai.
Yes.
Probably most people as well, they are here in Dubai.
Yes.
I don't know, I've met a lot of Kenyans even here in Dubai. For me, all I can say, if you were to tell me about Africa when I was growing up, I didn't know anything about Africa. Probably I would know our neighbor countries, but deep Africa, I used to think Africa means those far countries like Kenya, Nairobi, I mean, Nigeria. When you speak of Africa, I used to think us probably in surroundings of Southern Africa, we are not Africans.
Okay.
So when you speak of Africans, I used to think you are the deep Africans because we didn't know anything about you. But when you come to our countries, that's when
you really get to understand.
You get to understand. But we think this is because they are Africans. But we never thought also us, we are Africans.
Exactly.
Because we don't get to be taught about us being Africans, that we are the same. We do the same thing. People tell our stories to know that, okay, in Kenya, the same culture that we have here is the same culture. So what did you say about a child like me who never knew African style that is almost the same, and African culture is almost the same?
I believe we do have some of the children, and I can say in some of those rural areas, that still believe the same.
But how do we change that? Because us, when we think of traveling, we think we have to have a reason why I should travel.
It is true.
I should have a reason. Why should I go to Kenya? Because I have a reason.
I believe that is a mentality, or that is something that people have instilled in themselves, whereby if you would go to Africa, let's say you go to Africa now, to some of the places, and ask people, why are you not traveling? They would say, why do I need to travel?
Exactly.
We've grown up not knowing, we've grown up not doing family vacations.
Yeah.
I started doing vacations recently.
So your father would just bring the food from wherever he comes from?
He would take us around. He would take us around, but within the country.
You see. So that's what I'm saying. I wish if we can have that open mind of knowing that if I can go to Kenya, I believe I can find the same thing that probably I've been looking for, maybe in South Africa, that I might see it differently, because it might not be the same as what I have in South Africa, or what I can see in Botswana, what I can see in Zimbabwe. But in Kenya, probably they do it differently in a way that it can teach me something from where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I got to learn some of these things when I moved to Dubai. Truth be told, it's the same thing. I'll just pick up I love food, so I'm just going to pick up one food item.
Yeah.
You all have pap.
Yeah.
But growing up, I knew that ugali, we call it ugali, I
Yes.
would only find it in Kenya.
You see, same thing.
So being told that
surprised
I'm
as
going to
well.
go to South Africa and still get to enjoy the same thing, I'll have been like, hell no, it's not going to happen.
You see?
Yes.
Because I don't know either. Do you guys have the same TV channels that we have?
Unfortunately not. Let's say we have local channels, but we can still access your channels. If you pay for it,
You can still
you can
access
still
it.
access it.
I think one thing that we're lacking is also to try to watch probably these
Yes.
other African channels so
Yes.
that you can see. Because even on TV, if you look at it, like now, there is people that they can tell you that in Africa, people are starving.
True.
You ask yourself, which part of Africa are you talking about that people are starving? Like, you try to understand, you try to look into your surrounding, you see like people, they are happy.
Yeah.
Kids are healthy. You know,
That is, as I said before, that is what has been put out there about Africa. I'll tell you, I've seen on social media and I've seen people posting that in Kenya they just go post the slums. Yes,
Yeah.
we do have the slums for sure.
Yeah.
We have to embrace that. It's part of us and we embrace it. But why are they not posting these people that are living the life? We have people driving the latest models of cars in the same country.
yeah, yeah.
You'd never get to see. You never get to see all this luxury and all this upcoming lifestyle about Africa.
Because like now, of what I've remember, I have a friend used to live here in Dubai. He went back to Kenya. Now he is into events. I think he is into music, cultural and all that arts. So most things that he posts, it's almost the same culture and fashion trends that I
Yes,
see
it's
from our side, because like Amapiano is a thing now.
That's
He's-
the thing.
DJs in Kenya, they are playing Amapiano.
Yes.
Events there in
We
Kenya.
have
like-
Amapiano nights everywhere. We
like-
have these Amapiano tours.
I'm like, if probably Amapiano was not going to be exposed as much as it is now, what else were we going to know
Yes,
about
exactly.
our African countries
True.
like that?
True.
So for you, like growing up, you guys, did you ever have music that you're like, okay, this was our music baseline, like, this is what we play?
Yes, there's that local music and there's that Kenyan music that, let's say, keeps on playing on radio.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what you know. But at least I grew up knowing Brenda Fassie.
You see.
I loved her.
Did,
I loved her
did
music.
you guys started knowing Brenda Fassie because of her coming to Kenya, or the music was playing even on radios?
There's one particular song now, it's just gone out of my mind. But there was
Vulindlela.
that- yes.
Vulindlela wemamkopozi.
Yes.
Did you even know what that song meant?
No. But that song would really captivate you. That
Yeah.
song would really get your attention. And you'd get to know, oh my goodness, I know this song from South Africa. I really don't know what it means, but it's a vibe.
Wow. Because there's so many songs that you can remember of Brenda Fassie.
Yes.
But that song, for us as
That
well,
song is everything.
it's like a national anthem.
Yes.
Still, up until today. If that song plays, or it's a wedding, or it's a... Either wherever it's a party, everyone, they dance along.
It's the same thing. Just go to walk into any Kenyan club or any event, just play that song, and everyone will be dancing.
Because there is other one, Sister Petina, you know the song?
Unfortunately not.
Mharimbe. It's another song that came because Brenda Fassie was big by that time.
Okay.
And then there were new artists that were coming, like white artists. That guy, when that song plays, Sister Petina, everyone, they like sing along.
Yes.
As in like the song just came out yesterday. So things like that, like for us, if you were to ask me one probably artist from Kenya, I think I know his name is Graphic Jones. You know him?
No.
Caliph Jones.
Caliph, yes.
Caliph Jones.
Caliph.
I know Caliph Jones. That's the only guy that I think I'll remember. But I didn't know him as much as you know our music, like
Yes.
as you can say,
Yes.
growing up. I just knew him because playing around with the Kenyans,
Yes.
they are playing
You get
him.
to play
I get to
music.
know him. I'm like, he's
Exactly.
a really nice hip hop artist.
Yes.
But if you ask me anything about music in Kenya, it's blank. It's something that, man, I feel ashamed of
Yes.
at the same time, but I think it's a lesson
Yes.
for the next person out there that you should know that.
Exactly, exactly. And this brings me back to you doing something like this. You feature different people from all over the world.
Definitely.
And people watching this get to know, oh, there's a country called this. oh, these people actually look like us. Oh, these people do the same things that we do.
Yeah, because like for me, if we don't tell our stories
Yes.
and capture them and document them, who's gonna tell our stories?
No
Because
one's gonna tell us.
back, look at it now. There's certain things that you see, like now. Let's speak of things that have been happening in the 90s. If you look at them now in documentaries,
Yes.
you're like, wow, this is what was happening.
This is to happen, yeah.
And then you picture yourself in that picture. You're like, okay, cool. If I were to live in this time,
yeah.
what was I going to be doing?
Yeah.
How my life was going to be
Yes.
like. So like, as well as much as now we are living in the 2000s, the 2000s now, we call them Mama 2K.
Yes.
When they look at us, they will be like, wow, I can't believe
How
these people
would they?
were so happy with
Yes.
such things. You understand? So like for me, man, having you in such space of telling your story, it means a lot to us. It's a learning
I
lesson.
am happy to share.
But like, okay, Kenya is so beautiful. We have such
Yes,
things. We have such
there's-
blessing life,
there's a lot
love
to
of
do.
the family. But then why are you shifting and moving to Dubai?
Well, Dubai is the land of opportunity, I can say. I'm not saying that Kenya has got no opportunities.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
has. But I can say if you really want to open up your mentality, if you really want to open up your mind, if you really want to open up your way of thinking,
Yeah.
you need to travel.
So for you, like, did you ever have Dubai in your checkbook?
Yes.
Or it was, or maybe there was other places you're like, I think I'm going to
That
start.
was on my bucket list.
Oh, yeah?
Because I remember it was those days whereby in Africa, or rather I can say back home, you needed to use the internet, you needed to go to a cyber cafe.
Yeah.
You needed to pay, let's say for an hour, and I'll pay for an hour.
To
and just
use
like
the computer.
you had to log in onto Facebook.
We
Kids
nev-
of these days don't even understand.
We never had phones. We never had
I
phones.
had my first phone when I think I finished my high school.
You see now. These were the things
And
like,
it was a hand-me-down. So my dad got my mom a better phone,
And
and
then-
I got my mom's phone.
you see, it's not like you were the kid that you had everything when you were growing up.
You can
But
imagine.
life was so easy. Life was so simple.
It was.
You felt like you were...
But we did used to communicate.
That's the thing. And you used to have friends.
Yes.
If you tell them, okay, 3:30,
Yes.
we meet outside in a certain bus stop,
Oh, you're gonna meet.
everyone is there.
You meet.
You see now, life is shifting now. We are on this 21st century. But do you still feel like in Kenya, there is certain things probably you guys are still missing, or you feel like life is like now on the higher level?
I understand. Yes. I feel from a personal perspective, I feel like Kenya has so much potential, but it's still not there.
As a country, or...
Yes, as a country, I feel like there's so much it has to offer, but I still feel like it's not been put out there.
That's the thing, because now you are here now.
I'm here.
You get to put it out there. So now people have to know things that we are missing out
Yes.
for us to go to Kenya and explore. You say there's hospitalities now.
Yes.
Many places that you can go to. I think Mombasa also have game parks, right?
Yes, we've got these national parks,
Yes.
easily accessible from Nairobi.
But they say the elephants there, you can find them in the street of Nairobi.
Well, I'ma put this out there. These need to go out there.
Yeah.
Is a lie.
It's a lie.
Is a lie.
Because people, they're like, Nairobi, you can meet an elephant on the road. So like, which
I was,
road
yeah,
is
me
that?
too. You know, we've got people that are saying, oh, you must be used to like having lions just roaming around your compound. That doesn't happen.
You see now how they are shading our African countries. You see what they do
It
to
is
us.
what it is.
You see now.
It is what it is.
So now you are here in Dubai. How is
Yes.
the shift from Kenya, from African country, which is like now you've been living into family space, now you're on your own. How is that shift for you?
I can say first thing I experienced when I moved to Dubai was a culture shock. That I will not lie to anyone watching this that hasn't come to Dubai, you will get it.
Yeah.
There's a culture shock. Like there is a way you're used to doing things, but when you come here, there's their own way of doing things.
Yeah. So
And it's either that or you get your passport,
You
fly
go back
back to
home.
your country,
because
which is really nice.
Yeah. Because for me as well, when I came to Dubai, I think first 2 weeks, I was like, I'm not sure if I made the right decision. I'm thinking I'm gonna stay here because I was missing a lot of things that I think I felt like maybe as young as I was, I'm still young though, but I felt like maybe I could do more when I'm at home.
Yes.
But when time goes on, now you start engaging because maybe didn't know much people that you can talk to or chill with. Then they start showing you things that are happening in Dubai. You're like, ooh, okay. Life is moving me somewhere now.
Yes, yes. That I believe whatever you said has happened to each and every one of us once we got here. Because I got here to a point whereby I've just landed at Dubai airport by myself.
Did you know anyone when you came here?
I had my cousins around. But we hadn't touched base yet.
Wow.
I told them I'm coming, and you know Dubai life. It's so hard to get everyone together at the same time. So they were like, yeah, once you settle down, I'm going to look for you. But you've just landed DXB airport. How big is that airport?
And then now you get to settle. First job, what was your first job?
Move. So I got this job when I was still back in Kenya.
Oh, so you came here when you had a job?
Yes.
So you were hired? So if you were not hired, you were not going to leave Kenya. Shout out to that job.
I always wanted
to. Boss.
So one thing I need to put out there was I was still going to come to Dubai, but I was going to come to Dubai on holiday.
So it was planned.
Dubai was my holiday destination, not my work destination.
Is there any other place you can think of, like you were thinking, okay, cool, if it's not Dubai, I'm going to move to this place? It was just Dubai.
It was. I had never, ever thought that I would really leave Kenya and settle down somewhere else.
Except Dubai.
I had always thought it's Kenya and Kenya. Dubai was a vacational place. Like, I'm going to grab my family. We're going to come to Dubai for a week and go back home and continue living our lives in Kenya.
So how is your life now compared to who you were, maybe, let's say, with your family? Because you know, when you're growing up, you're a kid at home.
Yes.
But now you tend to travel. Now you're becoming an adult. Now you're becoming yourself.
Yes.
And then, do they still look at you the same, respect you the same, or now you are a king at home now?
I can say, if my mom is watching this,
shout out to mommy.
I will forever remain her child.
At home.
That she has put it out there.
Still send you for tomatoes, Geoffrey.
She told me she gonna drag me from my house if I misbehave.
Ooh.
Give it to me nicely and send me back to my own house.
Wow, you have so much respect for your parents, man.
So I can say yes, it has changed a lot.
Yeah.
From being dependent, fully dependent on my parents. Yeah. You're in Kenya. I was working, yes, in Kenya. But I was still living with my folks.
What was your first job in Kenya?
I worked for this hotel called the Silver Springs.
It's still there?
It's still there. I don't remember, was it a 3-star or 4-star? But it was all right for the time.
As long as it has a star.
That's what
As long as it has a star, then it's okay.
It had a star. I'm really proud to say that.
Yes.
It had a star, and it was a respected place.
Yeah.
But I would get like members of parliament coming to dine there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Only members of parliament in Kenya, or the whole African members?
I think we did have, that was whereby I learned that people do come to Kenya for holiday, on vacations, because you'd hear our families like, yeah, we're here on holiday, we're here on vacation. You're like, okay, people do go for vacations.
Wow.
I'm going to go for one as well. But yes, I was working in Kenya.
So what were you doing in that job?
I used to be a server. That was where I started. No, I didn't start as a server. I started in the kitchen as a helper. I used to chop onions.
Ooh, Geoffrey chopping onions.
Can you believe that?
I can't.
When I roll up my sleeves, I'm in business.
I can't believe that.
I'm in business.
Wow.
I chopped up lots of onions, and like carrots, like you're given today.
You chop them up until you stop crying.
Now I just dice it up.
Ooh.
Onions have got nothing on me.
But I believe that was your place because you wanted to be a chef.
Yes, I did.
You love kitchen.
I did.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know more about food. Yeah. I wanted to know what is this journey about food. So I had to go there and actually like see how it's done.
So when you are getting this first job, is it because you want extra money, you want pocket money, or it was you like, now, no, I think now I have to stand up for
when it gets to
myself?
this point in your life whereby you're like, I'm tired of borrowing money or asking money from my parents.
So you thought you were just doing it for pleasure.
And then you're like, I'm working so I can have my own money and I can spend it the way I want.
Now you want to be an adult. Now
Yes.
you want to make rules now.
Yes.
The rules, where you going to
I
make
want to
those
go have
rules?
coffee
At
with my
whose
friends.
house?
But at that time, I need to go ask my mom, can I please have 1,000 Kenyan shillings? And she's like, what for? And now I have to sit down and explain. I was tired of that.
And then now you hired.
I'm going to get myself a job.
She was okay for you to just go
Yes.
and be.
She even told me, go, get yourself a job and get to really understand the value for money. I think it was a life lesson whereby she needed me to know the value for money.
So you can say that that first job is the first thing that you can say that was a blessing for me to shape me up to be what I am right now,
Yes.
to understand the life of doing things by yourself, how to behave at work, rules and all that.
Yes. I'm so thankful for that opportunity that I got to work for that hotel. And it really did teach me a lot. It opened up my mind. It really did nurture my love for food. It did really teach me that in a hotel, it's not all about the chef. There are a lot of people that run a hotel. So that was where I got to really understand.
No matter what you do.
No matter what you do. So I'm very appreciative for that opportunity.
So how do you move to the front of the house, like as a saver now?
Yeah, so now I've seen, I'm in the kitchen, then I've seen this fancy dressed servers coming into the kitchen, pick up food, they're getting to interact with guests, and then whenever we go to the canteen to have like lunch breaks or dinner breaks or whatever shift you're working, you go on break.
Yeah.
You'd hear them talking about their experience. Oh, there was this guest that we got to interact. There was this person, there was this. I was like, yeah, I really want that. I'm a people person. So I was like, I really want that.
And then when you got the chance now,
Yes.
you're thinking, okay, now I'm the president now.
Now I got that chance.
What's
and I'm like, God, what else?
And then you worked there for how long?
About a year.
A year. So you lived in Kenya after school?
Yes.
I thought maybe you just like went to school, you worked for maybe 2 months and then you traveled.
No, I finished my high school and then I took up a course in hospitality management. After I did my hospitality management and graduated, that's when I was like, I need to get myself a job.
Wow, you are so humble. From hospitality management and then you go chop onions.
Because I felt like that
That's
was
a
the
shit.
offer that was offered to me first. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to grab it. And I knew that I was going to grow. So I took it and I worked on it and I decided I will grow.
But was it paying? Was it a paying job? At that time, probably.
Well, we can say at that time, the amount of money I used to earn was all right.
For your age.
Yes. And for the time.
So is that job that made you apply in Dubai? Or
Yes. It's that job where by now I started hearing people talking about, Dubai this, or Dubai that.
You're like, whoa,
And I'm like, okay.
it's on my checklist.
People work in Dubai. I was like, do people go to Dubai to work? I thought people go to Dubai on holiday.
For holiday, yeah.
Yeah, actually people do go to work in Dubai. So, my 30 minutes, I need to go search about Dubai. Then I started like searching for jobs in Dubai. And I thought it's these jobs that I'm just going to send a CV and it's going to tell me, so come on this day. You know how they do it back home. I send a CV, I go for my interview and I'm told start tomorrow.
Ooh,
So that's what I thought.
wow.
Go to the cyber, jobs in Dubai, attach CV, send, done. I've got the job.
As easy as like that. As we always say, everyone has a story to tell. You can tell your story better than I can do. Getting to know you with Andile Ntshangase. Today, I'm with a Kenyan guru. His name is Geoffrey Mwathi Muriu from Nairobi. He says he's a village boy, but a city boy at the same time, telling his story. As we can document our story, capture our story, no one can do it for us. Geoffrey Muriu. We're still on
what's up.
his life about being a food blogger, social personality, and a food lover, and also a lover of things. What do you mean by lover of things?
Everything.
Which things?
These things, these life things.
Ish, life is so beautiful, So now you have a job in Dubai.
Yes.
How do you become a food blogger? Because like you said, you're becoming a saver. You apply as a saver.
Yes.
So now, where do that all come about to become a food blogger?
I get to Dubai. I get to meet different people. I get now to be like open-minded.
You're exposed now.
I'm exposed.
Yeah.
Dubai does expose you. Bam, Instagram. Bam, there's Facebook. There's TikTok. There's Snapchat. There's all these that I didn't even know about. All I knew was my Facebook. Back then when it was DM, I'm going to send you a message at 3, so you need to be seated in the cyber and talking about this. And this is Instagram. It's blowing up. I really want to know more about it.
Yeah.
COVID.
Ooh, yeah, that was a breakdown. That was a hell of a
That
breakdown.
was the time.
So you were here in Dubai as well?
COVID happens. I'm stuck here. We're not traveling. We ain't working. The world is at a standstill.
So when people are suffering through COVID, you discover something.
I turned that into an opportunity.
Oh my.
And I was like, it is time.
So did you have that in mind, or did you used to cook the dishes and be like,
I
just
did.
for pleasure?
I can say this also was mentored by my friends.
Yeah.
So I've come to Dubai, I've met people, or I can say friends who become family.
Yeah.
And then now I would like, oh my goodness, we're coming to your house. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to host. So I need to whip up something. So I cook food, and then my friends are like, oh my goodness, this food is so good. So they were like, open up a YouTube channel, open up a YouTube channel.
By that time already, there is people that they are doing that.
Yes.
And then you're thinking, they are just bluffing, probably.
The people that are doing that, and then I'm like, maybe that's their career. No, I need to go to school to study that. Oh my goodness, no. Maybe they have producers and managers and all this, It used to look like a big deal.
Some people, they are shooting with their phones.
I shoot with my phone.
First post, you put it out there. How did people receive that?
Whoa. So I even remember my first post. I have a personal Instagram account, and then I figure out, no, I don't want to run it on my personal Instagram account. Yeah. I open up an Instagram account.
For the food?
For the food.
Ooh, so what food are you posting there?
So now, I remember it was a 21-day challenge for breakfast.
With the friends, or it's a group?
So one of my friends on Instagram really pushed me and said, there's this challenge that one of my friends has posted for me to do, and I'd like you to join. I was like, but I'm not Instagram ready. They said, no. It's just a 21-day challenge. They actually tell you what to do. All you have to do is like make bread. Turn bread into something breakfasting.
We're still on lockdown.
We're on lockdown.
Wow, because I remember people, they used to have gym challenges.
Yes,
yeah.
That is when the all challenge thing started.
Yeah.
So now I tap
you
onto
find
my
yourself
food people.
In the food blog.
My food group decides, let's do a break, 21 days of breakfast. So we say today it's cornflakes. How can you make cornflakes exciting? So you sit down and really think about it.
Cornflakes exciting?
Yes.
Whew.
How can you turn your regular toast that you wake up in the morning, just put butter on it and eat it? How can you elevate it?
So you get to discover all that.
So now you sit down and really think and like, okay, today is bread day. So what can I do with this? And make it interesting, make it exciting, make people really want to try this out.
Wow. So how many times did you fail, or you were just like going into...
No, there were days I was like, I'm not even ready for this. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
You tell me somebody comes to you and tells you, gives you a box of cornflakes. Make it interesting. All I know is cereal, milk, honey, to spice it up, banana.
So, wow. For now, like I'm real thinking of like, what is it that you can do to cornflakes?
You'd be shocked. There's a whole lot you can do.
Anyway, you go on his Instagram and check it out. They are still, I believe it's still there.
Yes, it is.
All the food that you started posting?
All the food from the very, very first day.
Ooh.
Don't judge the picture quality. I was still learning.
No, I believe it will show us something because as you say, like for me, take it from how do you make cornflakes look interesting? How do you make toast look interesting?
Yeah,
it's just bread.
Yes, it's just bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
Food bloggers. That's what you get to find out today with the Geoffrey Mwathi. How can you make cornflakes look interesting and how can you make bread look interesting? Because for me, bread is bread, cornflakes is cornflakes. So how far did you took all that?
It started out as a 21-day challenge. It grew onto me and it's still running up to today. It's something that I'm really working on and in the near future, I would like to have people really have access to what I have to offer. And also in the same way, if you check out my Instagram, I show you how to turn your ordinary kitchen ingredients into extraordinary meals.
Oh, so like now you are teaching other people how to make certain food.
You've got this in your pantry.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Also, you post the recipes as well.
I do, and I do show you videos. I post reels on how to make certain different
You can hear at home, they say they post all the ingredients and everything. They are sharing it on their Instagram as the food bloggers. But today we are focusing on Geoffrey. Never mind the 21 section of finding yourself how to make a toast interesting, because that is the story for another day. But now my mind is like, now, okay, you're becoming this food blogger.
Yes.
Is there any people that they say they want you to cook for them, maybe for the special dinner?
Yes.
What do? Do you go to their houses or do you invite them to your house?
Well, I have done a few of the house calls here in Dubai. For some of my friends, for friends of friends who've said, I've got this certain number of people coming to my house. I really don't know what to prepare. Then I'm like, okay, let's go get this. I can send you a shopping list or you can actually do it by yourself. And then I'm going to come to you or you can come to me.
Then we see how we can work it out.
Then we see how we can work it out and make sure that your guests leave your house feeling
So now you're becoming this person. Is there any way we can see you and becoming like, okay, cool, I think one day I'll be having my own menus?
Yes.
Or finding your own dishes?
Yes. That is going to be something I wish come true. I really want to have a cookbook out there. I am also trying to see how I can have, I'm all about, or I can say what I'm all about. I'm all about ingredients that you can find in your local shop.
Oh, yes. Anything that is...
Yes, I want you to have that, what can I say? I want you to have that hotel feeling, or, when you go to a hotel and you want to eat this food and then you're like, oh my God, this food tastes so good. And they've actually used ingredients that you have back home. It's just how you learn how to measure certain items on what to do, what not to do.
Does it cost that much?
It doesn't.
Because for me, if I think of the food that we've been posting on Instagram, I'm like, ooh.
You'd be shocked.
Where am I going to get that?
It doesn't.
How am I going to make that?
It doesn't cost. I want to target these people that cannot really go out there and like get oysters or go out there and get like caviar. That is not my kind of people that I'm targeting. I'm targeting people who really want to mix this onion and tomatoes and carrots and a cabbage they have at home. How can I make it interesting? Not my usual stew.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, just add one ingredient and it's just going to make it taste a whole lot better.
Wow, you are a star, man. You are a star. And you're creating more stars out there. Do you know how many people are struggling because of this cooking thing? Because for me, as far as I can tell you right now, if you ask me how do I cook, I don't even have a recipe. I cook for the sake of prepare some food. It's done, let's eat. If you ask me how did I cook that, I don't even know.
I do have days that I do that. And that is how you learn. There are days I'm like, okay, I open my pantry, then I'm like, I'm going to add this and add this. And when I sit down and eat, I'm like, wow.
I think I got it. But do you get to remember how you made it? Or sometimes you struggle to forget like how you made your first dish, maybe discovering new
Anything
dishes?
I mix in that kitchen is here.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's what a food blogger is all about, because us, we just cook for the sake of being hungry, you know.
There's this saying that I have, and I've heard it from different people, that says, you eat with your eyes first.
Oh, you eat with your eyes first. What do you mean by that?
That is me. I will look at food and I want that food in that plate, that food on that plate,
Yeah.
to draw me to really want to eat it. So there's a lot to consider in terms of plating, in terms of a color combination. You see, those are things that people will not really think about. But when I have a plate of food on top, in front of me, those are some of the things that I'm going to look at.
You drink with your eyes first.
Well, that's true.
Because let's take it from also dishing up the food.
Yes.
Now, there is a certain way. Do you have to dish up food? The chicken has to look this way, or you just like put it together as...
There's that rule that says proteins closer to you.
Oh, protein closer to you. When you are dishing up or when you are serving?
When you're serving and when I dish. When I dish, I'll be able... It's like a clock. When I dish my food, it's like a clock. There's a particular place where I put my vegetables. There's a particular place I put my starch. There's a particular place I'm going to put my protein.
Wow. Africans, they are doing the deeds. Africans, they know the most now. Living in Dubai, you know, like now, man, you are opening many minds out there. For me as well, I think I'm going to try that. I don't know what I'm going to cook. But you say cornflakes can be the way to
Conflicts
start.
can be very interesting.
I'm going to go check it out. Let's speak about fashion, man. The love of fashion.
Yes.
Here in Dubai. So where do you go for shopping?
Oh.
Where do you find this interesting? Eh?
One thing you need to know about me, I'm a lover of color. And that happened when I moved to Dubai. That is one of the things I appreciate about Dubai.
Yeah.
It made me appreciate color. I believe when I was back home, you'd find me in blues and grays and blacks.
You just mix it and be like,
earth
okay, cool.
tones. But when I moved here, it opened up my mind. I see people with colors and I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Can I try it? I try it and it works for me, then I keep it.
So now, where do you find those nice colors that you say, these are my type of fashion?
There are so many different places that you can go to in the malls, in the shopping centers. So I think, I believe that I do a little bit of both.
So you don't have like a specific brand. You say, I like this brand. You just anything that looks good on you, that looks nice on you.
I believe that is how I shop. I will shop more inclined to how would that look on me, or as opposed to, oh, it's a Givenchy, I want to wear that.
Yeah.
It's Louis Vuitton,
I'll go for it.
I need to get it because it's Louis Vuitton. It might be Louis Vuitton, but it doesn't look good on me. So I'm not going to get it just because it's a brand. I'm going to get it because it looks good on me.
Because people, when they speak of fashion, it's like you have to see something out there in order for you to buy.
Yes.
Do you have that in you as well?
No. I shop in a very weird way, whereby I go into a store, and my friends can tell you this. I will go through that hanger or cloth rack, one by one by one. I don't mind.
Ooh.
I find a whole sale, you know, that like they're doing this sale right
Big
now.
sales in Dubai,
I go
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
for
mall.
sure.
Let's say I walk into H&M,
Yeah.
and they're doing this sale, section sale. I will turn those hangers upside down, and I don't mind.
Up until
Until-
you find something that you like.
One thing I also tell my friends is I stand outside a store and evaluate. Do I feel drawn to go in? Or is it just basic?
Oh. Because fashion is not easy. You know, dressing up is not easy.
It is not
to
easy.
find something that you say, okay, I think I feel comfortable with this.
Yes.
This is one thing that I like. I think I look good in this.
Yes.
Because even, let's speak of the skin tone.
Yes.
To find a
matters a
product
lot.
that like really matches your skin,
It matters.
it's not easy.
That is some of the things that I've seen people put up. People can have a certain ensemble that is not working for them.
Yeah.
Just because, let's say, I saw you wearing whatever you're wearing now, then I'm like, oh my God, Andile looks so good. I must get that. I need to consider, is it my style?
Is it gonna look good on me?
It looks good on you doesn't mean that it's going to look good on me.
Definitely.
That is what people need to understand. You need to. I find people that they're like, oh my goodness, where did you get this? I want to get that. I ask them, what's your style? They're like, oh my God, when you go to the shops next time, get me something. So how can I just go get something? I need to know what's your style. I'm very experimental.
Yeah. But
I
like,
will experiment.
But like, if you look at it like this way, how do you feel about shopping online? Because shopping online is like, I see you wearing certain thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, I think this looks nice.
Yeah.
Do you think shopping online is one thing that you can like really feel like you can learn from? If you see somebody's wearing,
Yes.
you can like it from online?
I have appreciated shopping online of late. I never, ever used to shop online.
But now recently
Because I would be
discovering-
like, that thing looks this way, but you know what you order versus what you receive.
Yeah, for sure.
Situation.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit primitive on ordering online back then, but now I just click a button, ship and send.
And it comes the way you want
It
it.
does.
Ooh.
It does. You just need to find the right size.
Because I find it differently for people now. They'll be like, I shop online, but it didn't come the way I was expecting. Be
I
like,
believe
"How
it's
come?"
where are you shopping? Where are you shopping?
Where are you shopping? Of course, this is Getting to Know You with Andile Ntshangase. If you love to advertise your product or either your clothes, you can get it on my email address, Knowing You with Andile Ntshangase, andilentshangase@gmail.com. And also you can DM me on my Instagram at Andile or you can check us on Facebook. We are there on Facebook. Also saw something on your Instagram which is also got me interesting. What do you mean by saying how you love yourself is how you teach others to love you?
That is so true. I live to those words.
Yeah.
To my grave. They are words that are really sentimental to me, and they are words that have really impacted the people that are around me.
Yeah.
Because I believe, love you first. You know, people are like, oh, but I love that person, but they don't love me back. Do you love you?
Wow.
That is a question you should ask yourself.
Before you
Do
love somebody else.
Yes. Do you love you?
Is this love that you're talking about, is love, or it's just love of the personality, of building yourself, of being...
It's love explained to an extent that, do you consider yourself coming first in everything that you do?
Oh, yeah.
I come first in all my decisions. I plan on, these are my projects, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this, but the first project is me.
Do it for you.
Yes.
Make yourself happy before you make somebody happy.
True. I'ma love me first before I love you.
Don't you feel that by saying that, some people, they can say you are a little bit more selfish?
Yes, that is what a lot of people would say, that I'm selfish. Only because other people want to love other people more than they love themselves.
So that's fake. That's how
It's
you
fake
fake your
life.
life. That's fake life.
That is why we have people that fall out. Let's say you're in a relationship and it falls out and it crumbles you.
You feel
Because
like
you had given your time, your energy, your everything to that other person, and you didn't leave anything for you.
so you give yourself how many percent if you were to love
You've
somebody?
given that person. If I'm to love somebody, I'm going to give myself, in the beginning, 99.9%.
For yourself.
For myself.
And then the person has to get 1%.
0.1%. Call me selfish,
But that's true though.
but I'll come first. I'll come first. The decisions that I make, I have to come first.
Is that a life lesson? Something happened to you, or you just found it in
It's something
in
that
other
has
people's
happened
life?
to me. I have had friendships that have just fallen out, and I had valued that friendship way too much to have it fall apart, and it crumbles you. So I have learned from experience. If I go out, let's say we happen to go out, okay?
Yeah.
I'm getting myself the best of the best. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh my goodness, no, I can't get myself this. No, it is me
Getting it.
getting it.
For the sake of like...
So if you see, I always treat myself well. I love myself to a certain extent. If you want to love me, You need to top that.
Ooh, that's something.
So I set the base. This is where I am. If you want to elevate that, it shouldn't go over
Geoffrey,
the
man,
next.
you're not just a food blogger. You are so smart, man. When are you stepping up to the stage and becoming a motivational speaker?
If I don't
man?
appreciate myself, who's going to come and appreciate me more than I do myself?
So for you, like, because now you put your food out there, you never said a word to the audience or to people that they're viewing your food. Did any other or anyone else ever say, maybe Geoffrey, we need to hear you talking, or we need to hear or to see the person that we always look up to? Did anyone ever demand something like that from you?
Yes, I have heard that on my DMs over and over again. People saying I need to do a live on my Instagram. I have never done a live. I need to do a live. I need to do a voiceover. I need to show me more on my page. I try, but it's still something that I'm trying to work on. But I can say I have done it, and they will see
in
more.
future they will see more of
They
you.
will see more.
Yeah, because like we fall in love with your food, but we still need to fall in love with the person.
I know that. I'm really working on that, and you'll see. I promise you, you'll see more of that coming.
Definitely, man. This has been a pleasant surprise for me to hear all that about Africa,
Yes.
Dubai, love of the food, fashion. I believe you at home also, you're going to have a very great experience knowing Geoffrey. Man, give us a shout out from your Instagram. You have Instagram?
I have got Instagram, Foodbabe2020. That shows you when.
2020.
That shows you when that Instagram was
You
born.
started. Okay.
That was 2020.
Food baby, baby or babe?
Food Babe.
Foodbabe 2020.
Yes.
Okay, and do you have Facebook?
I've got Facebook. It goes by Geoffrey Mwathi Muriu.
And for the people that maybe they want to try your food, if maybe they have small parties or they have a date night, how do they get all to?
Yo, DM me on my Instagram. If you live in my neighborhood, you know, you're always welcome.
How long does it take to get the food ready?
It depends how many people. There's a lot I have to put in place.
Okay.
What kind of food is it?
Do you make the menu or you say?
It's up to you. I will come
Discuss.
to you and I'll ask you, Andile, how many guests are you expecting?
Yeah.
What's the party or what's the event? Then I'll guide you. Oh, it's just chilling with your boys and these, and then I'm like, you're going more of into bitings than actual food. If it's a chilled session, but you're like, oh, you know, I'm hosting these. I just had this achievement and I want to invite my friends to celebrate. So that's like a proper dinner. That's like a proper lunch.
Wow, such a blessing. Having that at home.
I know.
Ooh, we are growing as we say. I'm telling you, from your father's experience of cooking breakfast, now we are here.
We are here.
Wow, your father must be proud,
We
yeah.
are here.
So anyway, yeah, for Geoffrey, as he said, go check him out on his Instagram and on his Facebook as he shouted out. You also have an email. Do people send you emails?
Yes, that's for like quotations. So if I get you as a client and we sit down and discuss and we actually plan on doing something. So then now that is where we get to communicate by emails. I'm going to send you like the price list if I'm the one who's buying the items.
Yeah.
I'm going to share with you like the recipes that you need for future. Let's say I came to your house and did something that you really, really liked and you want to put that on your family meal timetable or something. So I'm going to send you ingredients and how to prepare it for your family.
Wow. That was so amazing, guys. Honestly, I've learned a lot. From today, I think I have to rate my cooking. I don't know. Do I call myself a chef, or do I just call myself somebody who knows how to cook, or I just prepare something to bypass my hunger? On
You're a lover of food.
Lover of food, yes. Because you said you have to look at the food first.
Eat it with your eyes.
Eat it with your eyes before you do it?
Actually eat it.
Drink with your eyes before you do it.
Can you imagine now, in front of you, if there's this strawberry garnish with a well-crafted lemon piece on top, huge chunk of ice, bubbly drink.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like that is something that you really, really want to try? A sugary, salty if you prefer.
Ooh.
See? And
Geoffrey.
that might just be a Sprite.
I believe you have to advertise some sort of a product, man. You have it in you, definitely. Call him for the advertising as well. And also, if you want to advertise anything with us here at Andile Ntshangase, you know what it is. Knowing you with andile@gmail.com, and also knowing you with Andile on my Facebook. I am Andile Ntshangase on Facebook. I'm Andile Ntshangase on Instagram. This was Getting to Know You with Geoffrey Mwathi. He's been an awesome guest. Looking forward to see you again, man.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's been a pleasure for hosting us.
Anytime. Should we cook up something?
We are jumping straight away to the kitchen.
It's time to eat, yo.
Thank you so much, guys. That was Getting to Know You with Andile Ntshangase right here in Dubai. You know what it is. Let's do the didos.
So I would like to give a shout out
Yeah, definitely.
to all my fans on Foodbabe2020. I appreciate you. To all my new fans from Andile.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
We
Thank you
get
so
to
much for
discover
coming.
that.
Thank you so much, Andile, for what you're doing. I believe it's of good cause. And it's going to open up our eyes on how we see things, how we view life. And I believe people are going to start loving themselves more.
I will start loving myself more than I love somebody else.
Love yourself more. Just know you come first.
Don't blame me if I don't love you that much. Geoffrey said I should start loving myself.
99.9%. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you.
As I always say, you know, everyone has a story to tell. As Geoffrey just did tell his story. That was Getting to Know You with Andile Ntshangase and Geoffrey Mwathi Muriu, the boy from Kenya, Nairobi.
254, yo.
Till we see you again.
Peace.
Cheers.
Talala tutu, oh, oh, oh,